Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Got a cat buff, very important. Except, you know, when I don't feel like getting it. At which point it doesn't do anything as far as I know. Putrid sewers, alright. I remember. The quests I found are not super important. They're alright. But, you know. Most of them give you items? It says you can only bring 2 items in your starting slots. And since most of the time having healing and armor, or healing and the Porous Gemstone is what you want, having all these item unlocks is not like a great quest reward, really. I think they could have done a little bit better there. They're useful situationally, but not as useful as I may have, I guess. Doesn't feel as good to complete a quest as it feels like it should, you know? Sorry about that. Okay. So, if we look at the map here, we are currently in the Putrid Sewers, but it is a subsection to the Ancient Dungeon, so eventually going through the sewers, we will eventually end up back with the executioner and the path into the forest again. But there is good reason to go down here. There are more items. There are runes to uncover. There is a boss to fight that gives you additional equipment. There's this thing, which is kind of useless as far as I can tell. Yeah, great. That really, I mean, I can bring it anytime now, I guess, but it really doesn't deal enough damage to be worth using up 10 faith. It's a destructible wall. Alright. Have to recognize which attacks he will turn around on. These guys also drop a item that you can then get in your starting inventory. It's the claw item. And I was thinking in this playthrough that I would try using claws a bit more, because I don't really use shields all that much. And I like using the faster one-handed weapons anyway, so maybe claws is just the way to go. Form a playstyle or whatever. I really don't know the game well enough to make any sort of educated decision. So all I make is like fun haver decisions. Not sure if the Filth Bloods are the Templar or if it's these guys. Or what? Because the first area you start in is the Filth Blood Sanctuary. And it seems weird to have a sanctuary in, you know, near the very surface of the temple for, you know, your own people if you're trying to protect it from attackers from outside. I don't know. Spray some stuff out of this altar here. Got a nice torch. Got I'll use the axe for a while. So to get in there, I need to press that. But I can't do that, so it looks like I would have to come in from above, so seems like I can't do that now. So yeah, so I'll just have to do that later. Do another run, get those guys. I think those are the quest guys I need to kill anyway. No, the axe is really fast. The axe seems better, it doesn't have any missing, and the damage was basically the same. Speed seemed to be about... I can't use the altar. I don't believe enough, apparently. If I don't believe enough, is there even a point in not going down here instead? Got a grenade, accidentally used it. Good. Those are the quest enemies. Ah, I could have used it right here, and I just wasted it. Well, that was probably just stuff anyway. Stuff and things. Equipment. Things to keep me alive, you know. Nothing useful. Let's go over here, guy, so I don't accidentally hit the teleporter. So enemies, they will randomly drop things like poultices and pieces of armor. So it can, even though you can find a teleporter statue back to a boss or whatever, it can sometimes be better to run the entire path there because you'll have more healing items. It's just a surgical device, but I don't have any diseases, so I don't need it. Also, I am blind as a bat, apparently. What I got? Got some increased mischance. That's always good. Nice rune. Stamina regen, that's always good. As long as you have stamina, there's really no need to get hit by things. Oh, I remember this boss. I think I got him in 2, but he's one of the harder ones, honestly. What I remember. Unblockable attacks. And shield they can throw out. Restore my stamina here. Be in phase 2 soon. Damn it. Had new attacks in phase. Didn't react fast enough. New unblockable attacks in phase 2. Even though I had healing left, I still managed to fuck up. Oh, well. I was too focused on the one attack that killed me in my previous run, but I didn't use it for some reason. I just tripped myself up with that. Okay, I need to kill 3 more torch guys. Still don't have a bomb, so I can't go in the lower exit there. I can't go down here. Got a bomb. Okay, kamikaze. Crits, stun crits. Oh, it's just good. You'd expect with a name like that there would be some sort of downside, like, oh, you take extra damage, or you just spontaneously combust sometimes, or something. But no, it's just good. Got him with the last hit, even though it basically missed. Did the minimum amount of damage. Alright. So that was not the wall. In the next room, maybe? Yeah, I forget very quickly what's in various spots, even though it's not random. And here was, though I believe, was an axe, and the axe was better than the weapon I currently have, so switch to that. Rune of Recovery. Oh, it's the same one I got before, but from a different enemy. Simulate. I don't think I need that. I mean, it's good. It's stamina up for a while. But I don't think I need it. That's the quest. Got a white coated needle. Have my bomb for this wall this time. As opposed to several years, yeah. Yeah, it is slightly faster this time. So I went down here before, didn't I? Oh, right. Been alright. Oh, what gave me that? It just says my prowess has not gone unnoticed. So I guess if you manage to get to before a boss room without taking a hit, maybe? Maybe that's what this is? Well, have one of these. This game likes mysterious. There are a lot of buffs that will just kind of appear. Oh, I walked into the same trap again. Still blind. But I had my shield this time, so it's slightly better. Let's fuck up less. How about that? The shredded. I guess he has a fuck off attack if you stick too close to him for too long. Oh? That's a physical object. Huh. Oh, I see. Right. It's a shield. He sends it out to do his long-range attacks. I didn't even notice that before. Okay, so if he does a long-range attack, I can hit this. Maybe I can destroy it? Ah! Okay, I understand this boss a lot better now. That's cool, actually. That's pretty cool. Because bosses with shields... Yeah, bosses with shields generally are kind of obnoxious. If you played Lords of the Fallen for whatever reason, you'll know what I mean. Not that any boss in that game is good, but there is particularly a boss that just holds the shield up and takes 10,000 years to kill. who sucks a lot. But this guy, he sends his shield out to attack, and actually gives you an opportunity to delay his shield to come back, so you get to hit him more. That's actually really clever. Underestimated that boss. I didn't really like it at first, but now I understand it. Oh. Crap. Taboo. Some more permanent power here. It keeps happening, yes. But at least this time I was stressed into it by an enemy. I would have taken even more damage if I had not done that, probably. Maybe, possibly. There's a door here. Oh. And the back attacks. I already completed your quest. Just sit down. No one likes you. That was not a forge item. Can I open that door? Or is it just a for show door? Nope. That was... I'm going to go ahead and guess that that was it. It was indeed. There are rune stones, and some of them do that. So far I've gotten one. You start with 60, and I got one and increased it to 75, so there are a lot more of them to get. Yeah. Quite a ways. Okay, let's look at this. Crits, minus 10%. That's bad. Saber of Sorrow, crits plus 5%, but miss 5%. But I have this torch. Gives me miss minus 10%, which means I will never miss. Probably. So I think I'll stick with the Saber. Ah! Swing up real bad with these enemies for some reason. I would have thought these big guys would be more of a problem, but no. Rune damage boost. That's whoa, woo. Damage boost 20 to 30. That's a lot of that's a lot of damage considering my weapon is 35 to 45. That's a lot. Probably doesn't work that way. It's probably not flat. Makes it more precise. Well, I don't need that, so I'm gonna use it and pick those things up instead. It's an explodable wall. See, it's all crackly. Well, they're all crackly, but that one was crackly in a very specific way. And I get a runestone. Which came with a curse, apparently. Guess it is a pretty creepy place. And I got this thing. Messiah's staff in this mass grave over here. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Though I will say, you're not wrong, really. Alright, yeah, I remember that guy. He's just here to tell us that he locked an NPC in a cell. Can I get rid of this? I put this down, pick this up, use it. Nah. It did not. No key in there. But yeah, dynamite, well, not dynamite, but some sort of explosive was probably useful to Templar, considering they were on Warren. They had their sappers probably in the Templar order as well. Some naphtha grenades, perhaps. The Age of Explosives is basically forever, though. You just don't hear as much about it as you might expect. Because explosives of any type, or until dynamite pretty much, was just more likely to make you explode. Yeah. I mean, there were naphtha fire bombs and things like that. But it wasn't used as much because, again, gunpowder, things of that nature, a lot safer to use for cannons than try to make one big bomb to blow up something. So you were likely going to blow yourself up. Whoop. Yeah. Well, I have a lot of paths to go down at this point, so we'll go down this one. Yeah, it's kind of you know when you see not reenactments exactly, but like representations of war in movies and games and all that. It's not really how those things went down, from what we've come to understand. You know, not nearly as many people died in actual fights. Um, and it was a lot more terrible. Also, I remembered a thing last time. I said that they were out to conquer this temple, the Templars were. And that is. I'm pretty sure that was correct, but I forgot why. And the reason why is because the superhumans that founded the civilization that built this temple, of which now only remains this temple, pretty much, what I understand, they actually captured the god of the Templars, and they have him locked up at the bottom of the thing. I'm gonna go with this for a while, I think. Just for fun. So, the dark devotion goings on is really. That's really good. Food coated prevents disease. I don't think I've ever gotten that one. I think that's the first time I found a blue needle. We have Templar's armor. Um, yes. The, the temple itself is apparently like run by one of the few gods that survived. Or some of the few gods that survived. At some point, all the superhumans or gods or whatever they're called, decided to give up their powers so that they could live alongside humans. I think was the idea. But some of them just refused, and they are sort of and they keep the humans' favorite god, who wanted to be the one true god, I guess, locked up at the bottom of their temple, and the Templar are just throwing everything at this place to try to get him back. And they're doing so partly by sending in their own people, but also by if someone gets sentenced to death, they get a sword and they get thrown into the temple and told, try to get to the bottom. If you can, then you get to live. But they can't. Because, you know. Very, very dangerous people in here. Including this guy, who stays dead because I have the porous gemstone. But if I didn't have that, I would have to fight the guy again. I think so. I think we are a Templar, but there also seems to be some indication that we are from the kingdom that was founded, that founded this temple somehow. Because there is a person from there that looks a lot like us. Mr. Rubenstone last time I was here. That's more stamina. Oof. No, I did not. I think I read parts of it. But it was a long time ago, so... What? Ah, damn it. I appear to be somewhat poisoned. Just a little bit. We got Dark Rune, damage crits. A lot more of them. Don't stand on that. Spear. And here is the tree boss that we fought before. But again, it's not here. It's not home. Continue on. I really should be consulting the map more often than I am. It's just... Since I've beaten the game, I remember some things, like roughly where bosses are. But then it turns out that I managed to run past a bunch of runestones and treasures and things that actually matter. Right torch. That's better. That's more. Addition. That's a goblin. I think those guys are the next quest, actually. Oh, I'm not gonna bother fighting them now. If I don't have to. Because I'm gonna have to come back and fight them anyway, later. This sword was not good for fighting Treasure Goblin. The first swing always misses. Okay, so... Only one path out of here. This room has an alternate path to the right somewhere. So let's see if I can find that. Alright, yeah, that was added before. Alright, forgot. It's not good for fighting these guys. Just gonna dip. Yeah. It's something. I mean, I haven't been to SA in forever at this point, but it is something I missed about the LP threads. Is that even if there are people still making good LPs now, the contributions from the thread readers was often quite significant and a lot of fun. Strange. Stamina regen. I think this one's better. Or, well, better for me at least. Better right now. You know, I don't recognize this room. Oh no, wait. Yes, I do. I have to go here to complete one of the quests. That's worse than what I have. Okay, so I can use the roll slash to take them out at least. Oh, why is the sword blue? This icon right here, it counts as how many attacks you've done in a row, I think, like in a short span of time. And after you've done a certain number, you get some sort of buff. I'm not 100% sure how it works or what it does, but it seems consistent, at least. Nothing too exciting over there, so I'm just gonna leave that. Oh no, my item. You bastards! My item! How dare you? Eh. Nope, doesn't seem like I get anything from trudging at it. You do sometimes. Not that particular thing, but just in general. Sometimes it's worth crashing at things. Things can happen. The dogs are turning evil. I like that they put it bluntly. Like, it's not the dogs are turning mean or violent. It's just, nah, they're evil dogs now. Oh no. double piss. It's no good. Ah, yeah, that's just a... These are the sort of double weapons that you can get. Yeah, it's understandable. It's hard to find a new thing when the thing you've gotten used to kind of starts to shut down or change a lot. There are no rune stones in here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. No. It's not worthwhile. I have to ask him to come over here first. They're not very difficult, but B2541. I'm just gonna write that down. Might be nothing. Might be that I just had to read that message. And I might as well. Yeah, we have reached Boss Town. Bit of our pulmonary lesion. Armor here. Pretty well loaded up. I don't think I even need this, so I'm gonna drop the teleport stone. Mysterious entity. Cool ass boss. Lots and lots of attacks. Our damage is a little bit better now, just a little bit. Like twice what now, even more than twice of what it was before. You have that much. You have runes and this really powerful sword. You have a good item that increases your damage and crits and things. Tons of buffs. There are very few bosses in the game that are actually difficult. The only boss probably that will always be, you know, that won't go down easily is the final one. The final boss is, yeah, got the shields. It's maybe it's good. I don't know. Don't really use shields very much. Yeah, I think those you can find those if you look for them, probably. But I mean, on YouTube and such. But it's not as dedicated as SA was to variety and such. The ribbon thing removes the disease. It's very powerful. Those enemies, a little bit obnoxious, because they fly out of your range a lot of the time. They're not even that dangerous, come on. It's a little bit weird too that the game or this NPC in the game sort of acknowledges that those enemies are strong somehow, because they're not really compared to some of the other enemies that you encounter after a while in here. Oh, I think I know what the bubble is. It's if you manage to get through a certain number of rooms without taking a hit. That seems to be what this is. Because I've had a number of really easy rooms. Don't want to get this though. It comes with a curse. Even though it's powerful, but yeah. Towards the end of the game, they really try to get you filled up with curses, and I probably won't be able to avoid it. But this is probably one of the best uncursed health equipment things you can get. Let's use this one for a bit. Yep. Ah, here we go. These will just straight up deal 1 damage to you. And you have to use them to open doors. That is about as mean-spirited as you can get in any sort of game where you have to take damage to proceed. But as it turns out, it's not a big deal, because you only need to do it once, and then the door stays open. So it's like, it seems a lot worse than it is. Still, it kind of felt like there might have been smarter ways of making it tougher towards the end. No? Even though the game talked about sitting. Anyway. The other Templars are not very happy that I'm here. They kind of tell me to fuck off. An interesting thing is this. I didn't notice this before. There is a chest here. It's possible you could bring a key from the ancient dungeon section and open this door, maybe. Yes, this is friendly encampment, kind of. Except everyone here hates you. There is a Faith one, I believe. Did not activate. It might be stamina regen. You're not wrong. At least we can walk around without getting punched. Not for long though, because well, first of all, here is one of the gods that still has some power. I think they call it a saint or something. The Demiurge. The Final Saint. Last guide. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk to everyone because there's a lot of text. But that guy essentially says that the Demiurge, or the Demiurges, the other gods, they gave away their powers, and they really shouldn't have. It's basically what he says. It was a very bad idea. Because then the humans could invade any way they pleased. You know, something we haven't seen yet is that there are crows out in the ancient dungeon, and if you get too close to them, they transform into scythe-wielding maniacs who are very dangerous. And their leader, their boss, is the person that kills you at the beginning of the game if you manage to beat the sort of tutorial boss. She just shows up and kills you. She's in here, just in here. So we're going to go and say hello. I'm not sure why we're fighting, but we are. Okay. Yeah, Cerulean or Artorias or something. They're very cool. And they have attacks that will hit you multiple times. So you have to be kind of focused while fighting them, or they can take all your health in, well, very quickly. And they're all like, wow, that's impressive. You fucked that crow lady up. I don't even know what her deal is. She killed me at the beginning of the game, so I mean I have a reason to kill her. But still, it's like I don't really know why we're fighting. Because she was just kind of off to the side. Her sword is not very good, I found. It hits very hard, but it is incredibly slow. First swing takes 10,000 years. Roughly. So, I didn't use it much after fighting it the first time, but I figured I would give it another shot. There is a rune in here. Yeah. I do want that. Yeah, seems like she's just a little bit better at it. But it might be that it's very good eventually. I mean, if you actually hit someone with it, rips them apart, but that becomes harder and harder to do. Oh! Almost caught the ladder, but then accidentally dropped it again. No, it's only the one attack. And the follow-up is faster with this weapon, but it's just a fixed moveset for all weapons. Yeah, mischance is not good on a weapon this slow. Those guys are real fuckers. It took me a long time to learn how to fight them reasonably well, but those are definitely the most powerful enemies in the game. If I could just stop clicking outside the window somehow, that'd be great. Ceremonial weapon. It didn't go to the forge, so. Yeah, it was useless. Useless. It was useful against those guys because they didn't seem to put their shield up until you got closer. Yeah, it seemed good against them. I think I want this for this fight, though. I don't think I'm gonna win this. This guy was pretty. I'll say he wasn't like super hard or anything, but he is a little bit erratic. It took a while to get a grip on what he was doing. He is really cool though, and I mean you'll recognize the reference pretty quickly, I think. It's a little bit out of place, perhaps, but it works. It's fine. I need to stay a little bit further away from him. Got some things in there. So I was thinking at first that maybe the code was for these bells, but there's only 4 of them, and it was a 5-digit number, so I suppose not. Finished the quest. Oh. So one of the quests is to fight the boss at the end of the ancient dungeon, which is not very hard at all, at least not anymore. You can look at the slab over here and see that in the first zone there are still 2 bosses I haven't fought. And I do want to kill those because you get runes, you get equipment. Oh, neglected village is open now. I'm still not sure what causes that. Let's take a run in here and see what we find. Could be rune stones at the very least. Well, not in this room. It's interesting that blood spews from it even before I've actually hit anything with blood in it. The halberd comes pre-bloodied. That's a wimpy weapon compared to what I have now. You bastard, you got in my way. Okay, let's see here. So on the map, I only see the one exit. Which is a little bit weird because there's one door here and then one door there. So I guess this is to like a side area, perhaps? Yeah. Runes. I don't know if that is related to anything or if it's just a bit of flavor. I don't know if it's like an actual character that we encounter at some point. Yeah, I figured that was the case because you didn't react to the boss I encountered. And I would have expected that. So I figured you'd wait. Because it was a very special boss. But he killed me, so we won't see him for a while. Uh-oh. There's a scythe, man. Uh-oh, there's a lot of enemies in here. Help, 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 help. Okay, Crow Man, calm down. Thought maybe I could trap him. Zweihander of the Deeps. I don't know if I've ever had this weapon. any armor or health or anything in this shrine? There's A armor. That's good. Okay, I think I can take on the Crowman now. But they left. Maybe? Huh, I didn't know they could just leave. But I guess so. Normally I'd fight them, but there were like 5 other enemies in the same room. That did not seem like a good time. Surgical? Yeah, guess I'll take it. Okay, I missed the door. It was up above, I shouldn't have dropped down. Okay. We've been here before. But we've not gone to the far right and not down to... down to the far left, maybe? There we go. Killed him this time. Doesn't sound like you killed him, but he does poof out of existence and leave items behind, so guess I shouldn't complain. I really like in this game, by the way, to start a swing early as enemies are moving towards me and hitting them just as they get into range. That feels really good. Feels like you're very smart, even though it's nothing too special. Mechanical fan. Sure. Yeah, it's easier to see. It's something that I ended up doing a lot in Dark Souls as well, especially in 3. But it's a lot easier to gauge distance in 2D games, so feels nice and rewarding. And the sound design is really good in this game, so the swings hitting actually, it sounds like they hurt. I think I've been here before, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Jezebel fight. We already completed that? Looking at the map, it seems like there's... No, wait. No, there's not. There are 2 entrances, and I got in through the wrong one, I guess. To be able to get the runestone. What it looks like, at least. Figuring out how to get to the runestones is tricky sometimes. Yeah, the map is good. It looks strange. It's a little bit hard to read initially, but then you realize that, yeah, you have to exit this room to get to this entrance, and you have to use this exit to get to this entrance, and please. No crafting! Keep the crafting away from me. I have to let my stamina come back. Oh. Get comboed. Phew. Yeah, well... Enemies... If enemies had like a very set amount of damage, I think it would be hard to make... equipment? But that's probably why. Hey. Eh, we've talked before. It's an exit up, but it's an arrow down, so I don't think... I don't know. Can I get there? Let's see if I can get there. Doesn't seem like there's anything up there. Definitely down rather than up, but I think I missed my chance if I had one. Now I'm sort of coming back to... Yeah. Alright. Well. closed door. Wizards are like balloons, I believe. Just inflated by magic. Now granted, most of everyone is bigger than I am. This is a pretty cool weapon, I have to say. I don't know if it's good, but it's cool. You're making the assumption that magic is lighter than air. It doesn't. It isn't necessarily. You can inflate something without it floating away. Also, how's it going, Goat? Are you bored? I don't want to fall down yet. Might miss the door I opened. Not that. That seems likely to be it. This is such a stupid weapon. Just stab them with a big flag. Six health, that's pretty good. Did give me a curse though. Oh no, okay, yes, right. There is a curse you get if you run from the Crow Assassins. I guess that counted as me running? Oh, I'll get him next time. Maybe. Hopefully. Also, joke's on him. I can get rid of the curse like this. Fight the Executioner again. Kind of a weird weapon, but should be fine, I think. Desperation time. Ah, okay, one more. There we go. Oh, just hung my roll there. Yep, still not very hard, but still pretty cool. I think they could even make him fake his attacks out more than he does in the third phase, because your roll is still so good that you can react to what he does. Yeah, something like that. I'm not entirely sure what it does, but it's something along those lines. It looks so stupid. Okay, I'm going with these for a while. No, obviously, ghosts are not magical. At least, not in the same way as wizards. They're filled with different gases. Oh yeah, I don't have the thing, so I have to fight this boss now. Well, as you can see, when you have more attack power, this guy is slightly easier. Oh no, Bed of Chaos is a different boss in this area. We haven't met her yet. Yeah, yeah, basically. It's like, healing for 10, I hit for 100, sorry. Down you go. Now I get his cool scythe. The cool side is decidedly cooler when if you get it earlier. Here it's just kind of, it's alright. And there is an achievement for beating Crow Lady with the scythe weapon. It hits really hard, though. I'll definitely give it that. Just kind of slow. Oh no, I missed. I was gonna drop the item, but I'll let go of the button too early. So I used it and cut myself. Oh! No, that was the bottomless pit, I guess. Wasn't paying attention. Oh well! No, it was skulls were coming up there. I just was not paying attention at all. It was my fault. I was thinking about the map. Trying to find where to go. Yeah, I completed the quest. Yeah, so now it wants me to fight the lava things. Let's do one more run into somewhere. Finishing quests gives you items you can start the game with. So, for example, when I first start, I can't bring holy pages as a starting item, but now I can. Yep. Need to activate the platform bursts, it would seem. At least I think that's what's going on here. That should get me the lower exit. Lower exit goes into this room. Oh, Goes to the same entrance, so I guess it didn't really matter all that much. We'll see. See what's in here. Grenade was definitely in here, so that's a good start. Nothing else over there. Whee! Aha! I too can shoot the bow. This looks like a thing, right? This looks like one of those things you can push faith into, but it's not active. So, I don't know. Suspicious. The halberd is not good against archers. God damn it. Not what I wanted. I went down the wrong path, so I ended up back where I was earlier. So I might as well jump into spikes. Okay, one more. Let's visit the sewers instead, because I think that's where I've explored the least. Sewer. So down this room. Now, here we have an elite enemy. Exactly. Strange poultice. No, that was not it. That was it. What do we have? Isidore's bright bow. So, elite enemies will spawn sometimes. I'm not sure what their deal is. There is an achievement for killing a certain number of elite enemies. have not gotten that one yet. Oh, okay. Sometimes the map tricks me. Yep. Seems fire arrowy. That should mean I could use it to open paths in the forest, because there are paths there that require fire of some kind. I have 80 faith. I can push it into this statue right here. Get a rune. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain. Now that might be the case, actually. That the rune is... it allows you to activate that ability? That might be what the rune does. That would make sense. Okay, so the lower path is where I've not gone before. Not the other upper path either, but let's take the lower path and see where we end up. No, you can't fill above your current max, so nah. Zealot's Blade. Very weak, but it is a very fast weapon, so it's could be nice to start with. I don't have any bombs. Oh well. I know that one of the quests gives you a bomb. So after I complete that quest, I can do a lot of these early walls. Oh, here's a boss, by the way. Sort of. Kind of a weird one. You don't actually fight him, he just summons dudes. One more. problem. Ah, there we go. I remember. This is the sword that I used for a lot of the game. Yes, it is. Pretty fast weapon, pretty good range. And, pretty good damage. So, I think I even brought this for the final boss. No, you get another weapon right before the final boss. That's better, but for a lot of the bosses, I brought this particular one. Bludgeon Bones. Already used that a few times. Gonna stick with this sword for now. Bring the grenade, I think. Oh yeah. What's the one door in the settlement, or whatever it was, in the, towards the end, that needed a key? So I've only ever seen one door that needed a key otherwise, so I'm gonna bring this key along to there and see if I can open it. Got ourselves an elite clawman. They're not like amazing or anything, it's they have a bit more health, they attack a little bit more often. Yeah, some spells are pretty useful, like the one that gives you a shield because it just persists. But all other spells I've tried to use have just been too slow to be useful. And they cost faith, so if you cast a spell and then you run across something like a shrine or something you want to use, and there are no more enemies in the room, then you're screwed. Like, there's nothing you can do to get more faith at that point. Didn't I free you once already? Guess she likes it in there. Or she just keeps getting caught. I don't think I've gone up here ever. This does not ring a bell. Interesting. This room does, though, so maybe... That's a bit weird. Maybe I'll find the last boss of the... dungeon this way, though? Kind of a neat one. Haha! I have one of the grenades left. I guess it just got, I entered this place from a different direction, I guess. Right, I remember that. I used that whip for a while. It was one of the... I think I used that weapon the first time I beat the Executioner, and it seemed really good, but then weapons get outclassed pretty quickly in this. Yeah, exactly. No vampires in this game as far as I can tell. I haven't found any. But maybe I just haven't read enough lore. That Isidore's bow, and now Isidore's sword is on fire. This seems pretty cool. All of Isidore's stuff was apparently on fire. Seems pretty good. It's quite fast. Okay, so down is where we've been, so I guess this is the correct path. Just give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. What do we have? Another bomb. Good. I think. Unless I need to blow up a wall to. Well, let's get that wall. Actually, let's take it just in case. There is a rune stone in here. I don't want to miss it. Here's a blow-upable wall. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Improved critical chance. You don't have to do a lot of backtracking most of the time, but very occasionally it feels like a run button would have been nice to have. Yeah, sorry about that. It was actually turned out to not just be telemarketer or something, but actually something kind of important. But sorted. The levels flow into each other pretty well. So, and since you can't really backtrack a lot of the time, like if you fall down somewhere, you can't really get back up a lot of the time. You don't really need to think about it. You can just keep going. And you're probably going to be fine. Sure. Yeah, Gabe. I don't know. A lot of the names sound kind of pedestrian. I don't know if that's intentional or if it's because this is like French made or something. I'm not sure. Hey, it's you again. I made it back. Yeah, see. If you engage with him like in a sort of Dark Souls way and you try to stay close to him all the time, you will have a bunch of follow-up attacks he can do. But if you move away from him, he won't. And a lot of the bosses in this game are like that. Yeah, exactly. A lot of enemies and bosses particularly try to stop you from doing this. Which is fine, I think. Sort of makes it so you have to engage with their movements a little bit more. Like in Dark Souls, a lot of bosses become trivial when you stay close. And a lot of the time that's intentional, I think, but sometimes it's just kind of a shame because you miss out on so much that they can actually do. I think you know, if you play Dark Souls 2, for example, the Pursuer is one of those. If you fight him up close, no, actually, an even better example is the Last Giant. You fight him normally, he has two attacks, a stomp and a different stomp. If you stay far away from him, he has a bunch of different moves. He can do like wrestling moves on you. The People's Elbow. And Club Slam series and all kinds of stuff. Hey tree guy, guess what? Got a fire sword. I don't know if it deals extra damage to you, but it's thick. So, yeah. Not terribly hard when you have a few rune stones and a good weapon. Yeah, the combination of the fire and the blue tint was pretty cool. Now I can get in here because I have a fire sword. Means more runes for me. Dangerous spear. Nah, was not a. Twilight axe? I mean, it is a pretty cool axe, but I don't think it's as cool as the sword. Don't drop down in the skull hole. I did it once before and it didn't end well. Yeah, not yet. Not yet, anyway. Maybe someday. I work hard. Someday I could be a skull. Oh no! I was tricked. Thought it was gonna run at me. Too smart. Eh. This is Dark Devotion. Kind of a Dark Souls game. Really good. Ah, there, got a torch. Now there's actually kind of a reason for me to use one-handed. 2D Dark Souls, yep, there's a lot of them. Some of them are really bad, and some of them are quite good. Like this one's quite good, I think. Mainly the good ones try to do their own things. Like this one is takes some DNA from Dark Souls and some DNA from games like NetHack. Yeah, it kinda could be, right? The big fancy goddess statues are the teleportation statues, so. Time for a Dark Souls boss. Gotten sloppy from having such good equipment and taking a lot of hits. I thought it was Desperation FaceTime. But nah, it was just the one. Should be soon though. Yeah, now. There. Got it. Cool shields. I don't know if this is any good because I use shields so rarely. But it does look cool. Yeah, yeah, making different armor and usually also means like making slightly different animations and things, from what I understand. So it's just, you know, a ton of work. I remember just for Darkest Dungeon, they had considered making it so that the different characters would look more and what am I trying to say? They would change their appearance as you upgraded their armor, but they concluded that that would take too long for a single person to make for them to be able to get it down in time. So just they skipped over that. But maybe in Darkest Dungeon 2 is being made, so maybe they'll do it for that. Not very intimidating. I don't know what he was worried about. Hey everybody, how we doing? Okay, let's see if I can open this door. I can! Aha! My intuition paid off. Oh wait, no, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what we won, but it said we got something for the forge. Maybe we can start with this now? I don't know, we'll see. That is what it looks like, yes. Though I haven't used it yet. Oh! Piss. Thought I would be able to grab that ladder. I'll use this for a while. Buzz of a Fallen Angel. Seems like trash. Yeah, it's the layout of the areas doesn't change, but you get different drops from enemies and such. So it's a little bit Dark Souls-y in that way. And you get different curses and blessings on you. that can really affect like how poorly or how, you know, how things will go and how you will have to adapt on the fly to make things happen. But he was not very intimidating this day. I got his magic thingy? I'm still gonna use this, I think. Yeah, that was pretty cool. At least I know they can drop those now, so I'll use it some other time. But for now, I think I'm going to try to beat the boss of the area with this. We get anything up here? No, doesn't seem like it. Ah, here we go. This is the boss that you missed earlier. And like I said before, I think you would have commented on it if you'd seen it. Because it makes some references. Kind of overt ones, you know, you'll recognize them. I'm pretty sure. Not doing well at all. I did not even remember what that attack did. Oh no. Okay, I see now. Okay, phew. That was a lot harder than it should have been. Anyway, that's a pretty cool boss. I like that one. Even though it's kind of overt, it's okay. It's still cool. Yeah, that's just as well. I was so cursed. It's so slow. Still have that boss. Still have this to slay, so we're going to fight the alternate forest bosses and the last ancient dungeon boss next time, I think. That sounds pretty good. Unless it means and then forever. If you roll once, you lose the ability. In which case, it would not be as good. But I guess we'll see. So I leave a fire trail now, so that's good. It's not very good. Anyway, that's gonna be the stream for today, I think. That's seems like a good spot to end it on. We fought a Jotaro who's fallen on hard times, become a creepy blood man in a dungeon somewhere. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again hopefully soon. Have a good one now.